What was that?
Nice and hot. Okay.
So I'm excited to actually dive in. Let's go ahead and do it.
I feel that we all have pieces of the patriarchy inside of us. Just
What? Hold on. What's the patriarchy?
the patriarchy. You're right. That's a very general term. But when I say the patriarchy, what I mean is this. It's beyond men. It's this internalized system of oppression, of domination that extends far beyond gender, far beyond race. It's this energy of like hierarchy.
The energy is you telling yourself that you're a victim so that you can complain about things and feel
what
good
do we
about
start
yourself.
with?
That's the energy. There is no.
What are we starting with? I mean, we can do. What's the goal today? What was it? 75 to 100? Or a new best? Okay, well, let's start by practicing 80 to 100.
reason why you can't define it, it's just because it doesn't exist. It's made up in your brain to make yourself feel good. I don't know. Yeah, give it a break. Stop it.
And we all have internalized that based on the cultures that we're brought up in and the state of the world right now. And so that can then be extended to different forms of power over others rather than power with, and power from within, and power where it's like the power of a circle. It's this domination
noticed the
concept,
armpits
this
yet?
pyramid. And so when I think of misogyny, I think of the hatred of women and men being on top.
I can't even focus on what she's saying because of the arm movements, the power around us from within and up and down, and we build it. We don't. No, you're distracting everybody from the fact that you're saying nothing. You're going in circles. Apparently, there's some really good armpit hair in here. I have not seen it yet. My producers are very excited for me to see it. They literally labeled the file "Armpit Hair Feminist Patriarchy Debate."
We didn't label it that.
You didn't?
No.
Who did?
Whatever.
They? Oh my god. Wow, I love this podcast.
We unfortunately cannot take credit for that.
Oh my god. I was really excited about that. Whatever podcast, I love you. Now I'm really excited to see freaking armpit hair.
It has that statement of they do it to themselves, or it's this, the fear of men. It's like it has flipped. I get that, like the hatred towards men because of the hatred towards women
Ooh,
for centuries.
there it is.
And so there has been this flip that's happened, and ultimately I think that it's us getting to really allow that domination paradigm within us to fall. And so we can see that every human, like there's a place we can all meet each other, but not without honoring all of the history of oppression of
Oh
women.
wait, this is
Okay, so
75 to 100. This is 70 to 100. Hold on, let me change the 70 to 100. My bad.
Saying, yes, men, we do hate you. Yes, we're angry at you. We're unleashing, but that's a good thing. We have to unleash before we can find balance. Just say you're angry at men because it makes you feel good to be a victim. This girl to the left of her, Looks like she does not have a single brain cell. Is like, la-di-da, what am I doing? Am I the cameras on me? I'm being so mean right now. But literally, what are you saying? I hope this girl is actually smart. I hope she proves me wrong and says that it's intelligent. I feel like I'm setting myself up for disappointment here.
And same goes for people of color, and yeah, it's just like
Of course, I have to bring race
you get
into
to
it.
honor that first. And so when you said like you're wary of men, I was like, yeah, sis, me too, like always, because I don't know, you know, what their intentions are. I don't know like what, you know, how they are with other women or their sisters or their mothers. Like
That is not like a patriarchal thing. As human beings, we are wary of other individuals because we don't know them. You think like, I don't know, you know, how they are with other people. Yeah, when you meet a new person, you don't know. That's why you shouldn't sleep with somebody on the first date. That's why you shouldn't move like too quickly because you don't know them. Ask questions. Figure out their values. You don't need to be afraid about it. Obviously, there are bad people in the world. Obviously, there are guys that are players. We can talk about that at another point. But not all guys are bad. And being wary about people is not something like a system of patriarchy. Men are very wary of women right now. Because you go onto podcasts and you say things like this, or you see all those videos on TikToks where girls are like, yeah, I was just like dating him to see how like I could break his heart. Or videos where it's like, here are 4 tips to like manipulate men. Like toxic masculinity has been adopted by women and they're embracing it as like a system of power. Again, like the revenge hate, like it's revenge toxic femininity. Like no wonder guys are also on edge when dealing with women. Everybody hates each other right now. We're all difficult to deal with.
it's this like wariness that I have
What is
more
she
with men
doing?
than with
What?
women.
What is she looking at?
And we could have it with any person.
What is she smiling at?
So can you just? There was a lot there, and if anybody else wants to jump in on this, so you use the word patriarchy, and I just want us to be precise in what we're saying.
Mm-hmm.
So can you articulate what is the patriarchy?
What is the patriarchy?
What
That was
articulate?
the original question.
Patriarchy is a system
What are you doing? What is the girl on the left doing? Okay, sorry.
of domination where specifically those in male bodies are at the top. And
Wait,
they're,
those in male, so men?
yes, you could say
So
men.
males?
You could
Okay.
say men are at the top.
Well, she needs to say actual men because if she said that transgender men were at the top, then she would be saying that transgender people are not oppressed. And then that would be, you know, harming a marginalized community or however they want to talk about it. So actually, you are correct in saying, like, cis straight men. You can just say it because you wouldn't be able to say trans men anyway because that would be politically incorrect.
And there are others that are under them that have less power. And the ones at the top, being those in male bodies, have more say in things. We see more of their faces in politics, and there's a sense of like they're doing like the right thing, and those who are women don't have the same leverage as those who are men in positions of power.
That's literally not factual.
Men, as a group, are working together to oppress women as a group, as a whole. Is that what the patriarchy is?
And the earth.
And the earth.
Yes. And
And the earth.
You always have to bring a layer of intersectionality into it. That's why when she was first answering the question of like what is the patriarchy, where she could not give an answer and she was doing all of like this power stuff, she also had to bring race into it. And then when she was answering this part of the question, oh, it can't just be about gender. That would be too one-layered. You gotta add another layer of intersectionality so that you're really driving home the oppression. So now it's not about race, it's about women and the earth. Probably because women represent the earth, because we're just how they're born.
you know, fracking, for instance, that's a product of the patriarchy.
Fracking
Yes.
is a product of the patriarchy.
How?
Absolutely, like extracting resources
What
from
what else is a product of the patriarchy?
Plastic surgery.
Plastic surgery
Plastic surgery, big product
is
of
a
the patriarchy.
product
because-
of the patriarchy.
Yes, because feminine beauty standards that say like only a woman who looks like this is a woman that will be loved, that will receive love from a man.
Literally, so many women want to get plastic surgery and believe that that is a form of empowerment. There is no consensus here whatsoever. This girl is apparently against plastic surgery. Maybe, I don't want to take words out of her mouth, but she thinks it's a product of the patriarchy. But then you see other women, and they're like getting their boob jobs and their BBLs and, you know, lip fillers, whatever, because they want to. And then if you say, oh, you're only doing that for the male gaze, they're like, no, this is my own form of empowerment. What is it? There's no objective answer for anything.
So we have this whole industry around plastic surgery that's gonna like create, you know, and if anyone gets plastic surgery, like it's not saying like don't do that or never do that, whatever. But I say that's a product of patriarchy. I would say that razors are a product of the patriarchy. Like it's
Yeah, we can tell because you definitely do not shave your armpits. I don't know about you, ma'am, but I'm very grateful that the patriarchy created razors for both men and women.
Razors?
yes, the
Are
concept of eating disorders,
products-
product of patriarchy.
Wait, razors are how?
Like
How did
shaving-
razors
shaving,
get involved?
shaving.
Shaving.
Shaving?
Shaving.
What? Shaving is a product of the patriarchy?
Yes, actually, I have resources on this if we want to go back to the witch
Your resources are also your own armpits.
burning times.
The witch burnings?
Yes.
What happened then?
This man is literally... He has the best job in the world. He sits there in sunglasses and gets to laugh at women. It's like dude's dream
What
job.
happened then
What happened with
was
the witches?
men and women. So it's really never about just men or women. It's like the masculine within all of us, right? And
What?
so men and women both were shut down for being in attunement with nature.
Okay, so then attunement with nature. Okay, so then apparently it's not about being in a male body or being man. It's just your masculine energy. So anybody can uphold the patriarchy. I mean, that probably is a good argument on their side because then, you know, they can say that any woman can uphold the patriarchy because of her internalized misogyny or whatever the hell it is. Again, actually have some consistency with your arguments.
Being in attunement with the elements, for knowing about herbal medicine, for birthing babies, midwives, etc. And so in the book, Witches, Midwives, and Nurses, they talk about how those who would be called witches would, before they'd be burned at the stake or sunk into water, they would strip them of their power in many ways. One of those ways being shaving their legs to strip them of the power of their hair, which often symbolizes the intuition.
Wow, okay, there's a lot there.
She's like, yep, case closed. I'm so good. I got that.
We touched on a lot of things. Okay, so I'm still not totally sure what the patriarchy is. Does anybody else want to jump in or
I would
take
say
a crack at it?
I would say that a lot of things mentioned, and this is just my personal opinion, is more of a factor of capitalism than it is
Oh,
of
good.
like, oh, you want to look like this. But at the same time, like, I've had plastic surgery, so
What kind
you
of plastic
know,
surgery?
Like, I had a nose job like 2 years ago, and honestly, I was with a guy, and he dated me through the whole thing, before and after. So, I don't know. I think it's more like a personal thing.
You mean the plastic surgery
Yeah, I think it's more of a personal thing.
Yeah.
But then on the other side of like this patriarchy, there is also this like femme fatale that's kind of emerged. Like I also feel like I'm in control of some of the situations when I'm with a guy. And there's also been times where I'm in the room with a guy and I know and he knows that there are some advantages that I have. Maybe it's like whatever the social advantages are, like job, like whatever it is, like there's a clear air in the room that I have the advantage in that situation.
I mean,
that-
she actually is totally spot on. Across the board in society, people from different backgrounds, genders, race, whatever, they have different advantages and places that they, you know, do have power. I mean, right now, this is kind of societally created, but women do have an advantage in hiring if they put themselves out there because so many people want to hire women because you get kind of notoriety for it. Like, oh, we hired like the first female VP of the, you know, like women have an advantage in that way. And with things that are like less manufactured, women do have an advantage when it comes to, you know, like talking your way out of a ticket or in divorce courts or with custody battles and that kind of thing. Like there are advantages for women. To say that women are across the board oppressed is just an outright lie. So I'm glad that she's at least pointing out. I'm glad that she actually spoke instead of staring out into the distance. Also, I think she's bringing up kind of like the power in dating and like sexual and relationship situations where a girl knows that she can kind of play a little bit of a game and get a guy's attention. Like you know that you hold the power in that situation. So I think she's also leaning into that.
So you're saying in a social setting,
sometimes
you
in a s-
have some advantages over
Sometime-
men when
yes.
you're moving through a room.
or maybe I feel that way.
Great, she's not a victim. I don't care. That's awesome. Good for her. You should not feel like you are victimized. This girl next to her is like, you're ruining what I'm saying.
It's almost like the image of like a girl walking and like guys are like fanning her down. It's just like there are some, I don't know. I feel like women do have a lot of advantages over men in the sense that they are so just like, I don't know, careless and just
Okay, I guarantee somebody is gonna jump in and be like, well, that's because we're objectified. That's because they see us as like sexual objects. They don't see us as like a real person. That's why they're fawning all over you. You objectify yourself, so.
I don't know. It's such a weird concept, but I definitely feel like some guys will just do anything. Yeah, they'll do.
Answer.
Wow. Okay, so we could probably definitely go down the rabbit hole of patriarchy and feminism and all that stuff. I don't know how much we want to veer in that direction. I mean, I don't know. This whole idea of a patriarchy, honestly, this is gonna be a hot take. It's basically just QAnon and deep state for feminists. That's my take. I mean, this idea of a patriarchy, it's also just the apex fallacy. You're looking at the men at the very top, but like not considering men. I mean, you can say that you mentioned like politicians and stuff. Certainly, in certain positions of power and like CEO jobs and stuff, yes, there is a higher proportion of men, but there is a higher proportion of men that also occupy the absolute worst positions, the absolute worst jobs. 80% of the homeless are men. The vast majority of people who commit suicide are men. The most amount of people who are in prison are men. Police brutality, police killings, it impacts men most. So I mean, I think both men and women have their advantages and disadvantages, their struggles. So
I fully agree. And everything shared isn't to say that that's not true. It's the concept of it's the domination paradigm and masculine and feminine energy, like yin and yang, rather than just men and women. Like everything I stand for is the opposite.
What do you mean? Who are you? Yin yang? Is it yin and yang? God. Oh. So she answered the first question about patriarchy, and then she got some pushback. So she changed her definition of patriarchy. She went from adding race to it to then, adding the earth and environmentalism and feeling natural and that kind of thing. And then the girl next to her and this guy provides very valid points about why the patriarchy is basically a fallacy that women use to oppress themselves and feel like victims. Now she's like, well, I totally agree. Like, I wasn't actually saying it's just about energies. It's about no, it doesn't exist. Like, apparently Jordan Peterson was right. Like, women are more agreeable. She's agreeing. She's like, fine. I get it. She's given us 3 different versions of patriarchy because none of them are holding. None of them have legs to stand on.
Like, how do we ultimately come back together and understand that the patriarchy affects men just as much as women, and capitalism and the patriarchy are like so intertwined, and white supremacy, it's all like,
oh good, oh great, you're literally reaching for any kind of oppression to make yourself feel good. Okay, that one didn't work. We have to bring it all. They're all working against all of us. Hey, maybe it's yourself. Maybe it's your own damn mentality keeping you down. Reading all of these books thinking that you are the most oppressed person on the planet. That, shaving your hair is, stripping yourself of your power. And your feminine... I don't care. None of these, little systems above you are holding you down. I guarantee it.
Interlocking systems of oppression.
Word? Yeah, I mean, I think that...
I just want to say, I would kill to see my producer Scheller host this show. It would be fantastic. You guys see the way that he talks about my dog? Imagine he's in this situation dealing with these kinds of people.
That's like my dream.
I know. That's why I said this guy has a dream job. He gets to sit around and listen to nonsense and be like, next? No, screw you.
Maybe another hot take, but I think that if you really look back throughout history, certainly there were ways in which women were disadvantaged in ways men weren't. I think the big one we can all think about is the right to vote, right? For a while there, women did not have the right to vote. And I think women certainly should have the right to vote. But I think what you also have to look at is the broader context of history. And it actually wasn't, so for example, with the right to vote, it actually wasn't that long before women got the right to vote that just men, broadly speaking, they couldn't vote either. At least, it breaks down different countries and stuff. But in the US, you had to be a property owner. And then also, one of the things that's often overlooked in this discussion is the draft. So, would you guys agree that rights come with responsibilities? or they should come with responsibilities. So one of the reasons men had the right to vote is because they were subject to the draft. And to this day, men are still subject to the draft. And you can say, well, there's probably not going to be another draft. But I mean, if you've seen what's going on in the world, things are not, I don't think things are looking great. So it's certainly plausible within the next 10 or 20 years, there certainly could be a draft in the US. And I mean, certainly in Ukraine, actually they prevented men from leaving Ukraine. If you were a man between 18 and 64, you had to stay, join the army, fight, and die here in 2022. So I think bringing it back to women's voting, women's suffrage, there was, do any of you know what year it was? 1920, I believe, that it was ratified. It was 1920. 1920.
He was like, let me test you. Oh no, actually you're all wrong. I did know the entire time. He actually, the part about Ukraine, it does crack me up a bit because I'm just remembering when all of that was happening. There were all of these people, you know, who were on the left and had like the Ukraine flags in their bio as well as the trans flag and all that stuff. And they're like, oh, we love Ukraine, it's such like a progressive nation. And it's like, no, you realize we have more rights here than they do. And there were people that were literally detransitioning themselves so that they didn't have to like stay and be men. It's just so God, it's so stupid.
Does anyone know what happened just before, like in that a few years before 1920? Big event.
No.
Okay, it was World War I, 1914 to 1918.
Well, yeah.
Chicks know nothing about wars.
This is a bit, I'll wrap it all together, but so those men were allowed to vote, but they also were subject to the draft, and I think in total, I don't know what the US count is for World War I, probably a couple 100,000 in World War I.
This dude is having the time of his life talking about some military conflict. Dudes love talking about swords and wars, military conflicts, knights in shining armor. They love it. Girls, they're immediately like, they're done. If they don't get to talk about how they're oppressed, these chicks are like, oh, where's the camera? Do I get to break soon? This guy's like having the time of his life. Again, this is like a man's dream job.
Probably 99.99% of those were men. So as a man still today in 2022, for us to have the right to vote, we are subject to the draft. We have to register for the selective service. If we don't, it's actually a felony in the US as a man to not be registered with selective service.
It is so true though. Women, we are not subject to the draft. There was something going on in 2021. I remember Congress was debating whether we should add women to the draft, and then people brought up, you know, just fully abolishing it, which they didn't want to do because obviously we are entering into a global conflict, so they want to have that on their radar. But they shot it down. They said, no, women are not going to be part of the draft. Like, that in itself puts us in a protected class. Like, this girl is just a perfect example of how you can talk in circles using the right kind of buzzwords without making a point, but you will sound legit by default because you use the right, you know, intersectionality terms. You're talking about, you know, systems of oppressions. No, you're making them up. The reason why you have to talk in circles and try to give 3 different examples of what the patriarchy is and how it manifests in our current society, that in itself is a definitive answer that it does not exist, that it is not holding you down. If you cannot give an explicit reason for why you are oppressed and give an explicit definition of what is oppressing you, you are not oppressed. Like, obviously, men and women, we have different biological advantages and disadvantages. We have different societal advantages and disadvantages. Those are not oppression. Those are just inherent. And right now in our society where we so value victimization, like, people want to be victims because it gives you a leg up. It is so twisted. It is so backwards. But right now, with that kind of mentality, women being victims moves you up in the hierarchy, basically. Where you are, you know, wanted for jobs because it is like a check mark. You're not wanted because, oh, you're right for the job. It's like, oh no, we need a woman for this. We gotta get a woman. I don't want people to look at me like that, like I'm some kind of check mark. That's offensive. Have higher standards for yourself and how you are perceived. It's weird to want to be perceived as a victim and to seem sad and like the world is against you. That's not good for your mental health. That's not good for our perception as like our entire gender. The whole thing, it's just wild. I am bummed that I didn't see enough of her armpit hair though. I was waiting for like full flash. I only got a little bit of it. We can zoom in for emphasis though if you want. Before you go, make sure that you like this video if you have not already, subscribe to this channel, and ring that notification bell so that you never miss a single comment section or off the clock episode. We are putting out new content every
Alright, things are getting real weird right now in the world. I'm sure you've all seen the UFO hysteria. Every couple hours it seems like a new UFO is being identified and blasted out of the sky. This is a phenomenon that's happening around the world, it seems, and it's leading people to believe that aliens are coming to visit us in droves, like they're all taking a school field trip to planet Earth, and then subsequently getting shot down, which I can't imagine would have been part of their itinerary. Now, this all started with the spy balloon that the US shot down. Basically, this balloon the size of a few school buses was identified and then executed. There's this giant balloon that looked like the house from Up, but instead of a house, it was just a surveillance device, which they said came from China, and from what I've read, China did take ownership of it, but called it an overreaction to shoot it down, which gave me a bit of a giggle, because I just love that image of like, hey, whoa, guys, hey, cool the jets a little bit here, calm down, you know, no need to get so rambunctious and shoot it down, which is just a silly thought, but this kind of opened the floodgates to UFOs, like inviting this unknown menace in, because now UFOs are being sighted every day, every couple of hours really, across the world. A few hours ago, China said that it was preparing to shoot down an unidentified flying object, so they're all over the place. It's a very interesting situation, and this is even more weird considering I just posted a video going over aliens and how I don't believe they've ever visited Earth, and now 2 days later, we've got UFOs out the wazoo here. Maybe the madman I was arguing with on Twitch was right about warp drives, and they're fucking firing on turbo mode with their warp drive technology to visit us here. I'll go ahead and give my perspective now. I still am not convinced it's aliens, because if it was, we stand 0% chance of actually shooting them down. Our technology wouldn't even begin to make them, like, consider us a threat. We are so laughably low on the technological food chain of a species that can visit our planet, because they would have cracked things that are beyond our comprehension. There's no way they'd somehow fall victim to our weaponry. But Zoinks Scoob, I'll tell ya, I couldn't be happier to be proven wrong. I would love if this truly was extraterrestrial tourists just coming by to visit, though I'm sure they wouldn't be happy about us destroying their, like, balloon travel devices. But god damn it, that would be amazing. I also love the idea that it actually is alien visitors, and the way that they get here is through, like, hot air balloon through space. Like, the most inefficient means of travel imaginable, but somehow that's the one that they've chosen. But regardless, I would love if it was aliens. I also love the discussion around aliens right now. You'll have people giving all kinds of, like, evidence, once again, of, like, abductions and shit. I fell asleep one day while working on a construction site. When I woke up, there was ejaculate in my pants. And I didn't even remember having a wet dream. Fucking aliens abducted me and jerked me off in order to frame me to look like a weirdo at my job. You know, like, discussion around aliens has never been hotter than right now. And again, I would love if these UFOs really were alien, but I'm doubtful. And you know what? Maybe I can even make an argument for why aliens might want to visit Earth. Maybe they're coming here to buy Moist Global merch from moistglobal.com. It's so comfortable that words traveled across the galaxy. It's the best fucking merch ever designed, and they know it, so they have to come to Earth in order to get, like, proper connection to the server so that way they can purchase it. And you can too. It's all available at moistglobal.com. Right now we're doing a special 15% off on all Moist Esports merch, so definitely feel free to check all that out if you're interested. moistglobal.com, baby. Anyway though, I find all of this very exciting, even though I'm not fully sold on it being aliens. I am very curious to learn more about all of this, because I'm sure tons of information will start to surface about what these UFOs actually are, what their purpose is, where they come from, all that kind of shit. So, very
I knew this was
interesting
gonna
time
be much,
period.
much hotter.
I'll show you some clips from stream where we talked about it a little bit more. See the UFO videos over Canada. Is there video of it? I only saw the picture of the one that got shot down. NORAD stated that they lost Santa's tracking signal. I fear the worst. Oh god. Heaven have mercy on the elves. Yeah, that's what we have up right here, the Canada UFO thing. Someone said there was a video, but I haven't found it yet, aside from the cell phone one where you can't see shit. I hope it's aliens. But all the pictures make it seem like it's probably another balloon. NORAD just said they locked up airspace in Montana. Something came up on the radar and disappearing. I'm just gonna say it. I'm gonna say what everyone's thinking. It's no coincidence that Tom Brady retired and now all of a sudden aliens keep popping up. He was keeping us safe both on the field and off the field. The FAA has released a statement. The FAA has closed some airspace over northern Montana to support the Department of Defense operations. Contact NORAD for additional information. I'm also going to say that I really don't think it's anything extraterrestrial. There's no way that we would ever be able to fight back against something that could actually visit us. It'd be impossible. It's definitely more spy balloons or some kind of surveillance tech from somewhere on Earth. There'd be no shot we'd successfully shoot that shit down, let alone ever see it. Yeah, maybe drones too. Could be any of that. You can check it out, get us the real inside scoop. You know what Mr. Beast should do? He put out a tweet saying, would you vote for me for president? He should become president and just release all of the information they have about aliens. That'd be so hype. That video would be huge too, by the way. The views on that would be outrageous. Like, Blast Delete the Circle gets all of the Area 51 documents. Yeah, and all of them are so fucking weak that they get shot down by primitive human technology. They can travel across the cosmos with technology we can't even begin to comprehend, yet they get shot down by our fucking jets. How embarrassing. A fun thought, though. They spec all of their points into travel and nothing into defense, so they're just full glass cannon build. Well, it wouldn't even be glass cannon. Glass wheel. So you talked about aliens 4 days ago, and they visit Montana and Alaska today. Thoughts? Hey, I think it's all connected. Maybe the aliens watch my streams and shit. They're like, oh fuck, he's talking about us. Alright, we'll show ourselves a little more often. That stream was fire. Aliens have come here to compete for Moist Esports. We talked about it on stream. If aliens do visit us, we want to be the ones to make first contact so we can sign them to Moist Esports. Imagine the position that gives us. They would be dog shit at video games. They don't need to go pro in any game. They can just be like content creators for us. Brand ambassadors. Yeah, pretty much. What do you mean? No, like if the aliens actually did show up and, you know, for some reason we negotiated a really good contract for them with Moist Esports, I think they wouldn't even need to really do anything special. But like if they're releasing the little balloons that we're shooting down, maybe fill one of those balloons with like, I don't know, maybe Moist Esports merch or something, right? Or even paint it blue, like Moist Esports colors. Like they wouldn't need to do anything special for us. They can keep doing what they're doing, but under the Moist Esports umbrella. What if the aliens break TOS? I mean, that's fine. We'd have to teach them the guidelines and shit. Plus, I doubt they'd want to go that hard anyway. Like right now, all they're doing is getting shot down. Like they're not doing anything too risky.
You know, he said he'd love it to be aliens. All this like UFO shit. He hopes they're aliens, bro. I don't hope they're aliens. Do you know how shit that would be? Like, if there are aliens who have enough technology to actually, like, come here, then that's scary. That's not cool. That's more scary than it is cool. Like, we're screwed if that happens, you know? Like, if they actually show up, all we have to do is piss them off a little bit, and then they just blow up our planet like it's Dragon Ball Z. It's not exactly something we should get excited about. Unless, of course, they've got, like, really good intentions or whatever. Then it would be cool, but I highly, highly doubt that if aliens visit us and they find us, that they'll have good intentions. If anything, they'll probably kidnap some, like, random person and then take it back to their planet so they can do, like, studies on it and stuff. And, like, study, like, our bodies and things, you know? Because that's what we'd do. If we found aliens, right? If we found aliens on a planet, we would, like, there would be some bloody politician or scientist or something that would collect a sample, right? A sample, which is just an alien. They'll just collect one of them and bring them back, and then do a bunch of experiments on them in Area 51 and find out like what they are and stuff. And then it would piss them off, and then they'd come here and blow us up. You know, like, I highly, highly doubt the first interaction we have with intelligent aliens would be pretty catastrophic for us and our planet. Well, that's my take at least.
I'm gay.
I'm a lesbian. I am a lesbian. I'm gonna keep saying.
I'm bisexual, yes.
Hi, I'm Jeremy Clarkson.
Jeremy Clarkson the goat.
Hey guys, today we're gonna be checking. Oh, I'm so excited for this one. Oh my god, it's gonna be adorable, I can already tell. Okay, well, I already love the jazzy intro. Amazing. I freaking love animated movies so much. If you missed on my channel, I've done The Incredibles, and then way back, my very first video was Inside Out. And I would definitely like to watch more animated movies, so if there are more animated movies you want to see, make sure you let me know down below. I'm so excited! Uh-oh. Is it a monster? Oh, it's just a shirt. Okay. Ooh, scary. I probably would have been frightened of this if I saw it as a child. Especially under the bed. No. I still think about stuff under my bed as an adult. Get out! That's too scary. What?
Can anyone tell me Mr. Biles' big mistake?
Oh my god, this is so cool.
The door. Leaving the door open is the worst mistake.
What?
Couldn't let in a child.
Oh, gross, gross, gross. Ew, he's gross.
Deadly than a human child.
We're not super nasty.
Right into the smack. I won't go in a kid's room.
They're afraid of children.
We need this.
What is this?
Without Scream, we have no power.
They need children's screams. That's so cool.
I need scarers who are confident.
We need scarers.
Like James P. Sullivan.
This must be James P.
Get up, Sully!
Sully, on your feet.
And a bunk bed.
Oh my god, this is so cute.
I want to touch him. Fight that black scary.
Oh my god. This maybe would have helped when I was a kid.
Monsters Incorporated.
Are they roommates and best friends?
Superior screen, dependable energy.
This is so cool. This is ingenious.
The window of innocence is shrinking.
Not right.
Stop scaring.
Hey!
We're working for a better
They put the logo on his face. Oh, that's a bummer.
I was on TV.
Okay, good. Oh my god, okay, he's fine. They're best friends. I love this so much.
Monstropolis is most wanted.
That's John Goodman, right? Don't forget to watch The Big Lebowski with John Goodman if you missed it. I'm so excited to see Monsters Inc.
Oh, schmoozy poo.
Are they in love?
Birthday.
Solly.
Think romantical thoughts.
I need to be wooed this way.
Thanks for hooking me up with those reservations. What's this?
Oh. Is he the mean monster?
Some serious scaring, putting up some big numbers.
Serious scaring.
I really gonna let you teach that guy a lesson.
I love these two as best friends.
My son.
Baby born with 5 heads. Parents thrilled.
Wazowski, you didn't follow your plan.
It's she me?
Wazowski. Don't let it happen. I'll try to be less. Always watching.
Always watching. Good music. I'm so curious to see this. And you get a door. I see. Okay, they each have like a little helper, and these are the scariest of the monsters. Except they're all actually nice. This is so sweet. Let's do some scaring, fellows. Ooh. This is so cute. Ooh, ew, that one might freak me out. If I was a kid, that might be my monster.
May the best monster win.
I plan to.
What a poor sport. Go, get him.
Big hairy boss.
Got that scare. This is genius. Didn't get the scare. That's scary. They're really afraid of kids. Get a hold of yourself. Want to scare a kid nowadays? Take away their phone. Yes, it's all on him. This is bad. This is bad news.
George Sanders.
Why are they so afraid? This is a huge deal. Child Detection Agency. Something happens to the monsters if they're touched. Just like the teasiest sock. Oh, they blew it up. They're shaving him.
Okay, people, take a break. What else could go wrong?
Never ask that. Not a good idea. It's so cool.
Celia.
Celia.
This makes my heart go. Fun-filled evening. And I'm sure you filed your paperwork. Very reassuring.
I love her.
Hey, Googly Bear, want to get going?
It's just I forgot about some paperwork.
Let's go then.
We're going. Pink copies go to accounting. Leave the Puce.
Puce.
Man, I have no idea what Puce is.
Right?
Oh, that's Puce.
They're supposed to take all the doors back. It's gonna go in. Oh, I feel like it's all gonna go really wrong now. Leave it alone. She's so cute. She's not supposed to be there. She loves him. Contamination. Okay, calm. Well, he's absolutely contaminated. Did he put the door there so he could go through and get extra scares? Kitty! So afraid of her, I love it. This is so funny. You cheater. Oh, shh, shh, shh. How's he gonna get her back?
This first date at home.
What a coincidence. running
He's got the kid with him. Is everybody gonna freak out? I don't want a child.
A human kid!
Oh, this is the worst. He has to protect her. Dude, yeah.
I don't think that thing could have gone anywhere.
Yeah.
Giant security.
Catastrophe.
Right over me and blasted a car.
They're so scared of her. This is so funny.
No one touches little Mikey.
You're the bear.
Now you've done it. Oh, the screen though. Oh, poor baby. I want to pick her up. Whoa! Her laugh. Her laugh was way more powerful than the scream.
How can I do this?
Oh, look at little twins. Cute. Cheerios. This is how I get my dog to do things.
Hey, Dad.
The gibberish. Randall.
Randall's your monster. How about I sit here?
Yeah. It worked. I seem to realize she's just a sweet little baby. Oh, she's a little baby monster.
Banishment. We can be next.
Don't panic.
Ooh, the CDA is on it. She has to pee. Oh my god. Oh. She's so sweet. He's starting to like her.
Rise, my tender oozing blossom.
Oozing
Tell
blossom.
me, it's a new haircut, isn't it? Had something. Randall was working late. I really need the key for the door.
You didn't turn in your paperwork. Now close. You didn't turn in your paperwork.
Frickin' Randall.
What are we gonna do about the child?
That's so creepy how we can go invisible. Uh-oh.
It's on the front page.
I find whoever let it out. There.
Move now!
Okay, didn't notice. Good.
You have her card key, right?
I have a card key.
Take care of yourself.
That's not her door.
Not her door. Her door was wide.
No, send me a postcard. Mike Wazowski. Very good.
Pretty good.
This isn't Boo's door.
Boo.
Well, I decided to call her.
He loves her.
Think back where it came from, or so help me!
Yeah, everyone's looking.
See, put that thing back where...
Reggie would watch.
Where is she?
I don't believe it. She got away from you again?
Michael Wazowski!
Oh, she's so mad.
I thought you liked sushi.
Sushi!
Uh-oh. It's not his fault.
It's here in the factory. What happens when the whistle blows?
Everyone goes to lunch.
The scare floor will be
Painted?
put the kid back.
In the real world, are her parents just looking for her?
Oh, what'd she say? You know my mom.
Oh, I didn't think she's in there. It's alright, she's not in there. Oh, he's gonna think she's gonna get crushed. He's gonna lose it. That's dark. Oh. Yeah. I hope he realizes it soon. I don't want him to think that she's dead. Oh. Oh. Kitty and Boo. Oh my gosh.
Worried.
Dressed up as a kid, run it.
The laugh.
Stop making Boo laugh.
They must harness this energy.
There it is.
Is it the one?
Randall, what are you thinking? We can't trust Randall. No, I don't like this.
Well, what does he think Randall's trying to do?
Better ride the little furball.
Oh, he was gonna do something. Randall, you? Good music. Farmer. Huh? Secret lair, secret lair. They're so sweet together, the big giant monster and the little kid. Are we descending into a villain's lair here?
Wazowski! I'm about to revolutionize the scaring industry.
What are we doing?
The kid is. Say hello to the scream extractor.
What? The scream extractor.
What did you do wrong this time? You like cars? Huh? I'm not allowed to fraternize with victims of his evil plot.
That machine is horrifying. That's awful.
Mr. Waterdew, you have to listen to me. Pay attention, everyone. Reset the simulator. But sir!
Listen to him.
A big, loud roar. Come on, what are you waiting for?
Oh.
The child. She isn't toxic.
What's he gonna do?
This whole thing is Randall's fault. Randall?
What's he gonna do about the scream extractor though? He might like that.
Let's
He's not scared of her.
take care of the child. Now we can set everything straight again.
I don't like this. What's he doing? What is this door?
I know.
No. Oh no! They're banished. Abominable snowman?
Welcome to the Himalayas! Do I look abominable to you?
He looks great.
Did you see the way she looked at
He's heartbroken.
It ain't easy being banished. That won't be so hard for you guys with your best friend. He is not.
Look at all the bitches he's wearing.
Wait till you see the local village. What did you say?
Could they go through another kid's store and get back to the factory?
Where? Were the kids in it? Kids? Sure. We're on the 3-day hike. We need to get there now.
Does he have an idea?
We were about to break the record. What about me? I'm your best friend.
Then help him.
You're on your own.
No! Oh no, no. And you don't mess with blizzards. Oh no. He made it, he made it, he made it. And there's kids screaming! He made it back! Poor little Boo. I love that she calls him Kitty.
Look, it's not me. I was just mad, that's all.
Randall's fighting him and he can't see him.
You and I are a team. If you start crying, I'm Sully, I am bearing my soul. Pay attention.
Randall!
Hey, look at that. It's Randall.
You helped. Fine.
I'm glad you came back, Mike.
Get her door, get her door.
Grab on, Mike. Are you out of here?
Ooh, I am curious where the doors go. Oh, whoa. Oh.
How are we supposed to get to it now?
Oh man, jump off, jump off.
It's a dead end.
Make her laugh. What?
Oh yeah, what will happen? Oh, wow.
We gotta find another door. We lost them.
They're buddies again. Oh crap, oh crap, oh crap. Ooh, come out.
Stupid, pathetic waste.
Ooh.
She's not scared of you anymore.
She's so sweet.
Come on now, check him. Out of here. Care to do the honors? That's right, Boo. You beat him.
See you later, Randall. Yeah, let's get her. Get her home.
Oh no! What's happening?
Hold on.
Yeah, how are they gonna get out of it with the CDA and everything?
Here we are. Before you take us away.
2319! Oh yeah. Shoot, shoot. His legs are so creepy.
Don't go in that room.
Okay, she's back. Okay. Woo.
She's home now. Just leave her alone.
Yeah.
Singing to
She's
I'll
tiny.
get
She's
them
like
out.
2.
Children before I let this company die.
night, Mom. Simulation terminated.
Oh.
Well, let's watch my favorite part. I'll kidnap 1,000 children. What are you doing there? Take your hands off me. You destroyed this company. The energy crisis will only get worse.
That's what you think. What a news.
Number 1 wants to talk
Who's
to you.
number one? Are we talking Bond villain here? It's Rob.
Oh boy, years of undercover work never would have known that this was what a news. What a news.
Want to send her home?
Yeah.
Bring me a door shredder.
You mean I can't see her again?
That's the way it has to be.
Oh. Oh, I have chills. You have to say goodbye.
Well, so long, kid.
Aww. Even Mike Wazowski likes her now.
Ooh.
Cute. I hate goodbye. Oh. Goodbyes are the worst. I have tears.
Hey, this thing on? Testing. Hey, get this thing from. All right.
They're making us laugh now.
Laughter is 10 times more powerful than scream.
Laughter it is.
Come here, you.
Sully and I made the cover, right?
Again.
The cover of a magazine.
You loved it.
You got a minute? There's something I want to show you. Follow the sultry sound of my voice. Ta-da! There's a lot of wood to go through.
Put her door back together. This piano. Now you can visit her. I'm gonna cry.
Kitty.
Okay, well that one made me cry out of happiness. Okay, guys, well that was Monsters
No!
Inc. So sweet. I cried at the end.
Oh
I
my
teared up.
gosh.
I teared up at the goodbye,
Far
and
out.
I cried at the end when he got to go back.
Bro. No. Oh my god. Hold up. Let me plug this in. Dude. Far out. It's so hard. It's so hard. Jeez. Jeez. Seriously? I do it flipping first try. That's a bummer, bro. That's a bummer. what's really cool about the kind of the zone I'm in at the moment is I could no, not obviously not realistically, but it's possible for me to fluke it now. Like I have 44% from zero, but I know how to do every single part. There's not a single part that I'm unsure about the click pattern, or I'm not too sure like how to do it properly or optimally kind of thing. Like I know how to do every single bit of the level. So technically I could fluke it. Because obviously it's too hard to sight read, but now that I know how to do every single part, it is possible that I could fluke it. Bro, what's up with this? Bro, what? How do I do this? I'm supposed to be consistent at this, bro. Why is it so hard? Maybe I'm tired. maybe I am a little bit tired. Maybe I am a little bit tired. uh, yeah, alright. I'm probably gonna call it a day. Sucks I didn't get the goal, but I did. I did get 75 to 95. It's just that final 5% that I'm just too tired to push through today. But that's okay. I don't know if there's gonna be a stream tomorrow. I have work. But I'm not sure if school is going to be on. So if school's on tomorrow, then obviously I'm going to be there, and I'll be at work in the afternoon. But hopefully there's some opportunity where I can stream throughout the week. But if not, and if school's on for the rest of the week, then I'll hopefully see you on Thursday or maybe Friday or Saturday. So yeah, that's about it for today's stream.